Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back at Encite Live. I was trying to do a new intro.
No, I loved
because
it.
It's kind of like,
It was. I love the enthusiasm.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's Friday. It's Friday. Always. I'm
Yes.
always excited for a Friday.
Yeah.
But it's Adam O'Leary, Sophie Mann, here to talk a little bit about all things branding, marketing, creative. Talk a little bit about some things that we're doing, some things we see out in the market, and just kind of like have that little convo.
Full mixed bag.
Yeah, for sure. So it's up to you what you found today, which was interesting. Let's get to it.
Today I found, it's a spot, it's not a spot, it's a series of ads from KFC. And you will notice that it's not their slogan. So they, as everyone knows, KFC's slogan is finger licking good. And
it has been for years, right?
Forever.
Yep.
And
I know where this is going, by the way.
Yeah. And so in the UK, they've been sort of like a couple countries have been experiencing another surge of cases. And so KFC is like, it's probably not a good look that our slogan is encouraging people to put their hands in their mouth. So they've been borrowing other famous brands' slogans. So we've got Gives You Wings from Red Bull. I also saw Powered by Dreams, which I believe is Honda.
Okay.
So they've sort of just been taking all these like well-known slogans and co-opting them.
Yeah.
Which I sort of think is fun. Like I think that it's like a way to not totally have to like redefine yourself as a brand, but just be like, okay, we get that this isn't a good look for us right now, but how's sort of like a harmless little way that we can have fun with it. You know?
For sure. And I'm guessing they're seeing a lot of press, right?
Yes.
Like this, it's a lot of in the kind of the marketing trade magazines. I'm sure in the kind of more traditional press as well. So they are getting that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's good to show because it goes to show you how to pivot based on market conditions, industry conditions. Public opinion. All those kinds of things is super important for a brand to make sure that you're not, coming into it kind of with a bad look,
Right, like leaving a bad taste in someone's mouth, sort of. And I think that this is interesting because we don't know how long this sort of like uptick in cases is going to last. I mean, it could be months, it could be weeks, like it could just be a quick thing. And so this allows them to like, this could run for a week and then they could be done with it. You know what I mean? And I think it's like a quick fix that's still like entertaining in a way. Yeah. And it like starts a conversation. I mean, when we threw this up, Alexis was like, oh, that's Red Bull's slogan, isn't it? And I think it makes people like stop and think for a minute and be like, oh, and it's sort of like Honda and Red Bull and whatever other brands they're using are getting sort of brand recognition out of it too, which is great. Yeah,
I wonder from a legal standpoint, where that goes or what's the issue is or whether they did get permission from those brands. Yeah. But another thought that I would think that would make sense is maybe you did kind of a co-branding campaign with Red Bull, with Honda. I mean, you're not in a competing space with those particular people.
Right.
What if you did a kind of a co-branding piece and we're putting your products in front of each other's audiences?
Right.
Because it makes sense. And it's not necessarily there's a correlation between Honda and chicken wings, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure the people that drive Hondas that go to KFC, I'm sure the people that drink Red Bull that go to KFC.
For sure.
So that would be kind of an interesting kind of mashup to see what would happen there if they could capitalize together, right?
Yeah, it's like a collab without being a collab.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought it was interesting. And like I said, just like a very creative fix to a problem that no one really knows what the timeline on it is.
Right, exactly. You don't know what the life of it's going to be.
Right,
so
totally.
You capitalize on it real quick and you can get some good stuff out of it.
Absolutely. So what about you? What did you find?
Well, I wanted to talk today. It's not anything that's in the thing, but it's internal and you're going to know what it is.
Yes, yeah.
It's kind of about our in-style fashion
Very
brand
exciting.
that we developed. So there's a lot of different things that we do for new business development. One of which is focused gifting. And kind of what we came up with, we wanted to give gifts to not only current clients but potential clients, and wanted it to be unique, right? Like we've tried a lot of different things in the past, and we've done some watches and that kind of thing. But there's a guy named John Rulin who, and I hope am I pronouncing his name right? He wrote a book about targeted gifting. And he's talking about how you can be really specific to that person and really make an impact and really leave an impression if you were giving something to them that is something that they like, something that's their thing. So, and now that's kind of hard, right, for new business development, because we don't know a lot of these people personally at times.
Right.
So what we were trying to do is trying to create something unique, something memorable, something that maybe appeals to a larger segment.
Yeah.
So we came up with a fashion brand that is called In Style Fashions, powered by Encite Branding, Marketing, Creative.
Yes.
So we were kind of making sure that we're developing this logo that still has a connection back to, the main brand. So the gears are our icon. So we integrated those gears, but we mixed it up a little bit with colors, with shapes, with fonts, a little bit different. But we still wanted that connection back, right?
Yeah.
So we created that In Style brand, and we are developing out a couple of different things. We're now in the fashion space. So we are making pocket squares, and we have a few different kind of looks for pocket squares. And I know pocket squares are a little, is it pretentious a little bit? But it's a little specific, right?
Yeah. I think it's like just a fun addition.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're doing pocket squares and we're doing scarves.
Yeah.
So the scarves are, we have a couple different styles and we're going. So that's kind of like what I think that maybe interest of, the audience and people out there is kind of look into some kind of unique gifting strategy.
Right.
And how do you not only appreciate your current customers, but you also integrate that into your new business development piece. Not as, but coming from a place from authenticity. I want to say thank you, or I want to say I appreciate you.
Put more effort into it than just here's a bottle of wine, or like basket, like something
like the basket full of sausages and stuff,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
It's like
which
everyone's,
really good,
I mean, don't get me wrong, no one's going to say no to anything like that. But I think that it took us a while to land on this, but I think that it's well thought out and it makes sense for what we do, and it's unique, like you said, and it's not boring. It's not something that every Christmas someone's going to get a bottle of wine from all of their clients or something, and that gets boring. And I think that it keeps us top of mind in a way that we haven't been before. It's like, really adding on to that creative branch of what we do.
Yeah, and I think that author, John Ruhlins, he talks a little bit about the biggest no-nos in gifting. Alcohol is one.
Yeah, you don't know.
Because you don't know, right? Food is another, because they could have an allergy, they could be on a diet, what I mean?
Vegetarian.
Yeah, it could be vegetarian, you don't know that kind of thing. And tech, we do trade shows, and people go to trade shows and they give away an iPad, and you put your thing in. And that works, but it's not very unique. Everybody kind of does that, So what could you do that's super unique? So that's kind of how this came about, is from a creativity standpoint, what can we do that's unique, that's memorable, that cuts through the clutter? So we kind of came up with that. So if any of you guys are interested in scarves and pocket squares, we have a bunch.
Open for business.
We are, no kidding. So let us know if you want one. We'll put one in the mail to you. But we're still in production with some of those kinds of things, but we ordered some really unique fabrics. And
that was like a very fun process to go through. I mean, like, I would have never thought and I'm sure you too, like in our capacity in this job, like that we'd be, fashion buying, but it's been a really fun, sort of like interesting little creative project to take on. Yeah,
it was definitely very fun. So my suggestion to the audience and people that are watching it is come up with something unique.
Yes.
Come up with something that's memorable.
And if you can do it in-house and like sort of create it yourself, I think that's an added thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I guess that's what we've got for this week. Stay tuned for next week. And like Adam said, if you want a scarf, maybe drop your comment, drop your address in the comments, and we'll send one your way.
Sounds good.
See ya.
See you guys.